everything should work. Let's see if the audio is correct. Yep. And music, which one do we... that one. Should be the right volume because I haven't messed with it. Now I've... go away screen. I have actually no idea what we're going to build today. Like, it's as much a mystery to you guys as it is to me. Because I thought we were going to like build a bridge or something else, but then I thought it's only going to be a 1 hour stream. So what can I build? And I'm already wasting 5 minutes. Or 5. The stream is 5. I have no idea what we're going to build. However, I can... This is something I should have checked beforehand. But I didn't, because who cares about the actual animals? Let's pick the largest ones, because that will work out. Just throw them in there. So we might accomplish very little, but I am going to be... When is it going to... Yeah, I know the king penguins are going to have offspring. They literally have like 5 babies every stream. So that's... nothing new there. But yeah, we might accomplish very little in today's stream, but I will be streaming some Valhalla later today. So we're going to have 2 streams, which is the reason why this stream is a bit shorter, because I have to get some sleep in between those 2. Are you guys able to get out of here? I don't think so. Can we throw you somewhere? Oh, that's... Alright. So, today's stream might be just trying to make all of this work. Let's see if it helps to just remove these rocks, maybe. Because that should be accessible. It actually, I think, makes it less accessible. But also, there will not be a video tomorrow. I will be regular streaming tomorrow. Because, well, I had an idea for a build in Kernobshar and then I changed it last minute. Damn it, the polar bears can't get through this. Why though? Or is it because of the spillage? Let's see that one first. Just like slowly removing things. So it's not the pillars. Is it just a height thing then? Oh. Oh, that's why it's... Hey Kane. Hey Inspector. Yeah, we're finally making this actually accessible to the polar bears. I hope. And or at least we will see if this will turn out alright, or at least if the polar bears. But today is just a very hectic day. I think a polar bear escaped. Alright, now they can get through. It's just moving stuff around. I should have done this right from the start. It is one of the polar bears that has escaped. How? Where? Whoa. Come back. That one is also going to escape. Well, at least everything right now is accessible to them. Or at least everything that I wanted to be accessible. I have to find something that's going to make it so that they're not running away through here. Which I... How can I make it so that this isn't open, but also open at the same time? This is why I usually forget to put the animals in, actually. Also, Inspector... No, finally, today YouTube has not broken the chat. Now that I've said that though, what are they going to do now? Can I just do this? Kind of like a wall, but also not really like a wall. Thank you. Although it should... I'm just going to see. If I can make it so that it stops here. I have to change the habitat around. Because it's not... I don't think it goes that far. Alright, PC, don't crash on me now. You could hide elephant grass underwater. I could, but I think you're going to see it a little bit. But yeah, anyway, after this stream, because again, it's going to be a 1 hour stream, it's not going to be a very long stream, because this squirrel needs, let's just say, it's now 8 PM, I'm going to stop at like 9:30 at most, and then I am going to sleep for a bit. And as soon as Esden's stream is finished, I'm going to jump onto Valheim, stream that for hopefully an hour, if the doofus isn't going to stream for 5 hours. We're all very friendly to each other. But, yeah. That's basically the plan for today. To stream a small stream of Plant Zoo and then a small stream of Valheim. Because I want to build my Norse house. This might work, might not work, based solely around, do the polar bears have diving mechanics yet? Because some animals don't have them yet. Actually, a lot of animals don't have them yet. No, they need to be pointy. I don't want to remove the water because it takes ages to put it back because it's a huge river. I do like that, like, when you're underwater, the sound of placing things is different. It's like weird little details there, but then the animals themselves are... yeah. Like, sometimes you'll find literally a really small detail in plants too, and you're like, why did you spend time on this instead of fleshing out this or that or something? Just picking up some ice from all over the place. And now I need to change the barriers of the polar bear habitat. And anyway, how was your guys' day? I'm tired AF. When I yawn, my eyes water. There's been no update since the aquatic pack, so no polar bears don't dive. Yay. That actually does mean that I don't have to worry about this. They just float. Actually, then that should have made it larger. Alright, where did that one run off to? Where's the other polar bear? I mean, we have the box there. Where's the other one? Am I blind? Where? Oh wait, first let's... Also, don't answer that question, I know I'm blind. Good, I'm good. Well, good. Where? There she is. She was going for an escape. Well, now she has... Actually, still, she doesn't have enough water. Even though she has the entirety of this. Yeah, I'm not going to give you any more because this is a full-on nature reserve. Deal with it. Well, I'm tired and the inside of my nose itches, way up there where the bones touch. Now I'm thinking like, that sounds not only just mildly uncomfortable, but when you think about it also slightly painful. Alright, so they do have enough shelter. Or, yeah. They're surprisingly happy with their habitat. Although I don't think... Ah, they are able to reach everything. Oh. Oh. That's a problem. Probably just a loose nose hair. It will pass eventually. Sorry, my brain is like all over the place right now. It's just like... Sometimes you think about something so hard and then your brain is just like... Well, we're not going to let you think about anything else anymore. Good luck. Alright. There's still a little bit. Run. Run, lady, run. And then just throw you in there for real. Do you have another escape road still? Nope. I really should stop sleeping only like 5 hours a day. Also, the music is a bit loud in my ears. So, hang on a second, I'm getting messages. Yep. What should we do? Like, so I wanted to build another aircraft thingy, but I lost the reference thing that I wanted to use for it, or somebody, like I used the reference that I found on Pinterest, but then afterwards I think I didn't pin it, so now it's just gone. My brain today is a little bit too much mush. Again, probably shouldn't sleep for only 5 to 4 hours a day, which is why I need to sleep after the stream is finished. I really need to sleep because you can't fall asleep in Valheim. And that's also... No. No, that's gone. I could build a tiny house, or I could do just plants for like doing the foliage and such. What are you guys thinking we should do? Like a little house, which, looking at me, probably isn't going to be that little, or just plants and such. Like, we could try and make this path up to the city work or town. So I'm going to kind of leave it in your guys' hands because my brain is mush. Also doesn't help that I had a really heavy lunch and now that just feels like a bam. Build a hot air balloon and make it look like a tortoise. Now just think of like the tank that you can get in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I'm now just thinking of that, Kane. I don't know, maybe foliage since you're kinda tired. Yeah, and we need to get this path going. I'm just going to... Like, this wasn't intended, but I want later on like a tower here. So I'm just going to leave that space. Again, it would be so nice to have like smaller animals like squirrels or such, because then like this would be the size of like maybe a squirrel habitat or like small birds. And it would be great with like some towers. Like towers you can really easily make into like a climbing structure by just adding poles and such. But yeah. Hey Zeta. I'm doing fine. I just need to stop sleeping only 4 hours a day. Because I get really loopy and my brain starts to turn into mush. I mean, I'm a happy mush though, so that's a good thing. But yeah, again, I will say this 10 million times because it's literally the only thing my brain can focus on right now, but this stream is going to last for an hour. Then I'm going to try and get some sleep. Wake up at like 3 a.m. for me at least. So now it's 8:15 p.m. But I have to wake up at 3 a.m. Start another stream when it comes to Valhalla. And then I have to deliver the morning newspaper at 4 a.m. And after that I can sleep. Like after that I can sleep a bit longer. So again, it's like, yeah. This stream is going to last until I fall asleep. This, no. Like, I will have to create a forest there, but this is a perfect lookout point. So need to keep that in mind. Maybe have like a building in the end over here. So tower here. Excuse me. Building there, like a small cottage or something. Maybe one here as well. Because you're getting into the city. Because this is literally just city. Like this entire place is going to be a city eventually. So the amount of buildings would increase. But you have this perfect viewing area here. So we're going to need to... How many people am I making yawn right now? And this is the fun part of scroll deliriousness. My brain isn't tired at all. My body is though. It could be small gates in the slope. Yep, that... I don't believe that this is only... Yep. It's part of a larger thing. Can I just get the under layer? So don't select those things. Again, don't make work harder, make work smarter. I still always feel a little bit guilty whenever I'm using my own previously laid out rock work. Yawning is if you have a simple... I do not have such a reaction. Now you just make it a goal of mine to eventually get you to yawn. That wasn't intentional though. It's just when you start... At least when I... Like, you can literally just say to me, think about yawning, and I will eventually yawn. Like, it's that simple. I am not difficult when it comes to those things. It's just like, ask me to think about yawning, and 5 seconds later, I will be yawning. You think the squirrel was complicated? Nope. I make my builds complicated to make up for the lack of complication in myself. That sounds really sad in a way. School just started 3 weeks ago and I already want out. I actually want school to start because I've been home for basically now a year. But then I also wouldn't be able to stream as much if school was going on. So I think you guys are happy that I don't have college right now. So you first have to make me feel, then you can work on the yawning part. Alright. How to make Kane feel things. Also, this is basically how my brain works. I found this place and like this is literally, it was just a path. And now I'm immediately like, oh, this is a perfect lookout place for like the polar bear habitat. Let's make something of this. Also, yes, whenever I don't know what I'm actually going to build, I will just name it a mystery stream. Because it's just as much a mystery to you guys what I'm going to build as it is to me then. I can actually have some random, like, bigger rocks here because they would be dragged down by the glacier. And that's the fun thing with glaciers. Like, they drag so much stuff down from up in the mountains. But also, just a quick reminder, it's such a good thing to... Like, because YouTube has broken the chat, I think by now 3 times. It's so great to see you guys. And I'll be like mumbling into the nothingness. I need the larger rocks. Sink them in a little bit. I don't think shaking my head will really help. But we can try. Again, I'm mentally not tired, it's just physically. Like, my brain is wide awake. It's just that the rest of my body is just like, go to effing sleep. You have been living off of at most 8 hours of sleep the last 2 days. I want to, excuse me, make sure that this is almost like plant free. Maybe at most some grass. Why is it tempered? Oh yeah, because I placed rocks. Again, this is in a way better grass than the standard grass. Like, I've even started using this grass in Valhalla. And that says a lot, because I have a very high threshold or very high requirements when it comes to using foliage in Valhalla. And don't say to me that's not supposed to be used as grass. I'm also not supposed to use trees as bushes. I'm going to make some people angry because, or some people annoyed because I'm placing plants on top of rocks. This is literally the plant that makes me think of weeds. Not weed as in the happy place, but weed as in what you don't want in your garden. So of course I'm going to use it here. Also, I can say that because I'm Dutch. Not that anyone else can't say that, actually. Again, I'm slightly delirious. But you guys seem to love the streams and the videos the most when I'm slightly delirious. Maybe I have another like runestone here. Seriously, I just love placing runestones. Or should I use this one instead? Yes. Then some nice roots. See if they are literally grasping onto, not that one, onto the rock. It just makes it look a lot more magical if there's just rocks growing onto the, or growing, if they are just trying to grasp onto the rock. Kind of makes it look magical. Now I'm getting more awake, just because I have an idea on what to build right now. Just a calm, relaxing stream. I think you just need to go to bed now. No. I don't want to. Oh, and the plans of... That one doesn't work as well as I wanted it to do. That, just move it slightly upwards. But it's like as soon as I have an idea, I'm wide awake. Which is sometimes annoying because I sometimes actually want to go to sleep and then my brain is like, Here, have this fantastic idea that you couldn't think of when you were wide awake. Now build it. That's basically the voice in my head. It's not nice or anything. Yeah, this is starting to work. Yeah, earbuds. I think so far the most used. I have no idea what I did there. So delete those two rocks because they don't make sense here. Delete everything that you don't see. I actually like this. Like sometimes you build something purely by accident. Like not everything has to be like a completely thought out and such. Sometimes you just place something and then you see, oh, that actually looks nice, I'm going to keep that. Like a lot of times it is planned like, oh, I want this, that, and that. Sometimes you just place something just because you needed it for something else, but then the way that you placed it works. Can I have a small tree here? And then a tiny entrance to the Fey world. I mean, fairies and such are real in this fantasy world of mine. Again, I want so many like effects and such. Like besides fire effects, like there's so many things that will make this game so much like broader in scope. No, you stay out of my world. Where dad just steal Sheba. Why does this look so peaceful? Like it's literally one flower. But it... Can we place more flowers? Oh, mind the other Fey world. Who says we're not invading your world as well, Faye? I also noticed that it... Oh. I had a thought and it's gone. Path would go that way and that way. Because elephant tracks. I don't know if... Well, in Dutch we call them olifantenpaden, or that would directly into English that would translate into elephant tracks. But it's like the tracks or the paths that weren't intended, but they're usually like quick shortcuts. Like, let's say the road bends at a certain point, and you, instead of following like the road, you go, you know, through the grass instead of following the road, like at a crossroads, that you go through the grass or something. Like that kind of shortcut we call elephant tracks. So let's see, to explain that. We're going to need some place where I actually let that happen. Let's say here, like the road bends like this. An elephant track would be if you go this. Like if you jump over this small fence and then go like this. The track that you would eventually leave here, that's what I mean with elephant track. So that would happen here, where there's also a path going here or here. One of those is an elephant track that isn't supposed to be there, but just through use started to come. I don't know if it's like the same in English though, but it's just shortcuts if you like, I don't know. Like it's not a large shortcut, it's just like avoiding the bends or something. But when you basically wade through nature. I mean, I can, if I can get my fences. There they are. So let's say that this is the actual path. So if you wanted to go from here to here, officially you would have to go so. But with an elephant track, you basically just go. Although this isn't an official path, it's just because you walk there that eventually, of course, you're trampling plants and such. A shortcut is just a shortcut. Yep, we are fancy with it when it comes to like urban design and such. This is all things that I learned through college, but in urban design there's a literal term for it. Those things. And it's an elephant track. And it's kind of suitable when it comes to Planet Zoo that they are animal related. Uh-oh. I selected all the rocks. In Portuguese, we don't really have a word for this specific one. We just call them atalos. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, which is shortcut. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think mostly just because I learned it in college, like the specific term that we have for it when it comes to like urban design or urban planning. I don't think anyone like generally calls them elephant tracks. It's just when you learned it, or when you learn for such stuff in college, you just get kind of meaningless and just unnecessary words for certain things also thrown at you. Where's the bigger version of this fence? There it is. But that's college for you in a nutshell. Half of the things are seemingly like, when are you going to use them? I think high school's a bit better at that, where you're actually learning stuff that you can use. Although none of the places so far have learned me how to do my taxes. None. But then I also don't really want to think about taxes. Like, who really wants to think about taxes? I mean, I've now, I think, made you guys think of taxes, but it's not voluntary. I want small pine trees. So yeah. That's caps lock. That's not moving anything actually. So that will be there. Elephant track. They also have not learned you that it's taught me, or that is taught me, not learned me. I mean, they probably taught me, but I mean, we all knew that my English isn't the best. It's like my English well, my English is understandable, I would say. It's not grammatically clear. Let's forget the understandable part and let's just say that I speak Ubalubias. I have no idea where that came from. It's just I needed a random word, which seems to be Ubilubias. It's late. I'm slightly delirious, so that means you guys are getting random words and just things that don't make sense. And Kane, no, I don't need to go to bed. I'm getting slightly more awake as the time passes. Also, I learned English from video games, which sometimes is also questionable English. This looks like it would be a pain to get like a cart up this hill. Excuse me. I'm just quickly going to use a stand-in building, which is this one. I'm going to create another one, but you kind of need though. No, then you won't drop that in the middle of delivering newspaper. I mean, it's I think 10 degrees outside right now. I think I'm more worried about freezing. Well, not really. How can I say this? When I'm delivering newspapers, I'm like active. I'm on my bike. I'm in what is considered cold weather, so I'm wide awake. So there's no worry about me like falling over. Well, I did fall over or fell when it was freezing and basically it snowed beforehand and then it started freezing, so everything that slightly melted when it came to the snow immediately became ice. And trying to ride your bicycle over ice, I would generally say don't. So I only fell that one time, I think it's now a week ago or two. I mean, you guys would know because I will. Whenever the weather is shit, I will complain about it. It's like my duty as a Dutch person to complain about the weather. I like this. It does need a tree here though, and there. But yeah, guys, don't worry about me. I'm fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. That's not convincing anybody. Not that tree. Doesn't work. Tiny tree? Nope. That one could work here, but not somewhere else. Or do I just need a large bush, basically? Seems if you dislike something, it immediately goes out of that menu. So, oh, it's think this one and then higher works better. For some reason, the ash trees, besides the Sudanese incense tree, are one of my favorite trees. They just have this perfect color. It's not too bluish, but also not too brownish. It's just perfect. Where's that bush? Also, yes, I've started using the favorites thing. Just because I'm tired of zooming over the things that I need. Like, when you try to find something, you can almost never find it. When you aren't trying to find something, you always see it. So that's a standing building. I had some lights set up somewhere. Yes. This, I think, truly shows that I'm tired because I'm doing lighting. I mean, look at this. Like, as soon as the forest is built, like, you just have this amazing view of the whole area here. In a way, Valhalla is getting slowly really filled up, though. Like, remember when it was just this? Well, that's half a year ago. But it's slowly getting there. The Halloween builds were, I think, the largest when it came to area base. Like, the Swamp, Others, Baba Yaga. Those were huge when it came to, like, areas that were built in a single time. How late is it? Yep. I just want to finish this area though. Like, then it feels like I achieved something instead of what we have right now. There it is. Would need some. No, go back, tree. Smaller bushes. Like, sometimes you just want to go on with building just because it feels like you haven't built enough. Or is that just a me thing? No, I don't want a tree right next to that that's taller. Because if I want a tower, I could actually, if I make the tower high enough, create a zipline from Turtle's post office to here. That would be fun to have like a zipline going. Whee! Yeah, I do that with riding. Yeah, where you just... It doesn't feel like you might have done a lot, but it doesn't feel like you've done enough. So you're continuing to push through so that it just feels like you've accomplished a little bit more. I'm also like, I right now am like in that zone when it comes to building foliage. So I want to also just, what is it? Go full force with it right now. Like, when am I ever truly in the spirit for building a lot of foliage and rocks? That outcropping doesn't work here. Can I remove the rocks here? Just make this. Caves. Nah, there's like some blood-sucking monster in there. Can we have... I wish we had more dead trees though, like these... Also, why are all the dead trees like sawed off? Like, this is the only one that doesn't look like it's like where the branches are sawed off, or snapped off, or broken off. Like, this is literally the only tree. I really just foliage. Like, we get a lot of it, but it's like it's the more team thingies when it comes to plants. Again, there's so much possibilities with Planet Zoo, building wise, but yeah, how can I explain it? There's the possibility, but it's just not enough. I should really put this on like the forums. There are Planet Zoo forums. I have an account. I just never truly use it. But again, this is another like accidental thing. Like, those rocks looked kind of funky if they stayed there, but would also be a great opportunity for a little cave. Again, I'm going to anger some people by placing trees and such on rocks, but don't think about it. Just enjoy it. Some plants. Where's those rocks? Need those rocks. There they are. Align surface. Like, there's probably some monster here, or like, maybe it's like a wolf's den or something like that. Because we didn't have enough blood-sucking monsters in Valhalla yet. I have a forum account, but I never use it because they don't listen, so why bother? Yeah, and for me, there's just, I think this is just in general when it comes to Frontier and like social media and such. It's also kind of boring. Like, I know if you want to really like try and get into contact with like community managers such, you should probably do it first through the forums and then try social media and such, but there's usually not that much happening on the, it's just there. And I know Shantae said like, oh, right before the pandemic that she got like a whole new crew when it comes to like the community manager, so it kind of fucked her over because she had to train people, but then pandemic happened, so she couldn't do that, so basically the entire social media side of Frontier just sunk, and now it's like trying to build it back up again. But I mean, besides the streams before the pandemic, there was also not that much happening. I'm going to make myself hated by Frontier. Maybe this is why they didn't send me like, oh no, no, this is something that needs to remain off screen. Like, it would be kind of unprofessional to talk about that. That tree is getting into the pot. Yeah, I sometimes need to stop myself from talking. Because it's very easy once you start talking to just not stop. So please don't ask about it, because I already just yeah. They don't watch any piece, so they will never know. I mean, Shantae did watch my Giannopolis series. After Giannopolis, she didn't. I don't think she is watching anything of mine anymore. Like, this is... But then there's also just the thing of like... some things... Like, some things I can easily share with you guys. Some things just need to, like, sort of stay in between me and Frontier. Like, to keep things professional and everything. Like, whenever I talk about Frontier, I always try to make sure that it's like, it's not just bashing, but I also give like things of like, yeah, I don't like this, but I could this bad, or could do this instead. Because I'm not here to just continuously bash on a company. Like, if I bash a company, I also just, you know, want to give what I think could be improved. Like, how, let's say, communication with the player base could be improved. And not just saying like, oh, Frontier is completely silent, blah, blah, blah. But then also just like, yeah, you could do this, like, say basically what's wrong, but also how to change it. Or give like how I think they should change it. Just saying, if they did watch, they would know about all the bugs and complaints. Yeah, that's kind of true. But I think this is also, I think, very showcasing of the idea. I only know of Shantae. Like, I know there's someone else as well who's regularly in contact. I mean, I've been in contact with Dahlia, I think, but then, like, Shantae is the face, basically, of the community managers for Plan 2. But there are more people there, but we literally don't know of them. Or at least I don't know. And as a creator for Planet Zoo, I would be one of the, well, let's just say one of the people who would know more about like the community managers and such. But I literally only know Shantae. Well, I also know Bo, but Bo has left Frontier. But again, like, right before the pandemic hit, Shantae had a completely new team, and then the pandemic hit, and then she couldn't. Like, she had a lot of plans, from what I heard, but they couldn't be put through because of the pandemic, and that everything had to go from home suddenly. So streams just stopped overnight because of that. Because, I mean, Shantae, of course, doesn't have a streaming PC, so that couldn't really be done. But yeah, when it comes to Planet Zoo, it's like a lot of, I think there's some people who are like screaming for a roadmap just so that we know what the team is working on and if they are working on something. Although then there's also, of course, like, a roadmap is like a double-sided blade, because if you don't like fully stick to it, people are going to be angry. But then it's also like, oh, after that roadmap is done, do you have anything else planned, or is the game dead after that? So it's like, if you stick to it, you're kind of burned. If you don't stick to it, you are, I think, double burned. So yeah, but I do think generally communication is one of the top issues when it comes to Planet Zoo. True, there's a team there, but Shantae is the only visible one. Yes, which I think is the problem. Or one of the problems. And I was actually, like, Kane, you actually were the one to point this out to me, but like the animal facts that they place on Twitter are literally just facts taken from the Zoopedia, and then I was just like, oh, like I thought they were like giving us random facts that weren't in game, but no. They just basically have a Google form of facts that they have in game, and then they just like pick some random facts. I'm curious if they repeated the fact by this point. Like if they said one fact twice by now. Because that's then bound to happen. I really like the canyon vibe. Also the decision to just place something here. Eventually. Like just picking up this tower. It's not going to be that tall, it's going to be like that size. But that would be nice. Hey Chase Murray, Christopher Dolan. Sadly, I'm probably going to end the stream in 15 minutes because I need to get some sleep before my Valheim stream. So I'm going to be streaming again later today. For me, it's like, how late is it then? It should be like 7 p.m. for like US Aston based. I think Aston is, where the fuck does he live? Somewhere in the west of the US, but basically, to put it easier, it's right now 9 p.m. here. So 9 p.m. and then I will be streaming probably at 3 a.m. So in 6 hours, I will be streaming again. 3 a.m. for me. So yeah, in somewhat around 6 hours, not completely 6 hours of course, but around that time I will be streaming again for another hour with Valheim instead of Planet Zoo, because I want to build some Norse buildings in Valheim. So 13 past 9. Yeah, it's here 13 past 9 as well. Wait, does that mean so that you're Dutch? You might have said this at one point, but sometimes things just become a blur to me. I mean, in a way, we have achieved a lot today. Well, a lot. We have made this. All the plans here. That house is a stand-in for the time being. But yeah. How do you guys actually feel about me also streaming Valheim and not just Planet Zoo? Because I'm really curious, because it's like it's a new game for the channel, so I'm just really curious what you guys think of that. Because there's always this kind of apprehension of like doing another game on the channel. But then Valheim also kind of works. Especially since I'm also building Valhalla, which is Norse themed, so to build or play another Norse inspired game. Well, Valheim is completely Norse. Valhalla is actually Norse inspired. So I don't even know what the thing you said is. I mean, I think most people didn't know about the game until like 2 weeks ago. Like, it's one of those games where it just, out of nowhere, exploded. It's kind of like Among Us. The other game that was destroyed by Among Us. It's funny how like some games can like truly explode. Although it's also usually that some games that explode and just like everybody starts playing it don't really live too long either, because everybody after a certain period has played the game. But it was like really fun to see the enthusiasm of the devs of that game. Like, they didn't expect any of this happening. Like, they didn't expect their game to just explode. Like, I think they had like a, not Kickstarter, but like a fundraiser thing or something where they kept track of like how much they were selling, and that determined like how like much they could do with the game. Because of course, in the end, it is a company, so they do have to make profits. But like, they did not expect it, Valheim, to really jump off the way it did. When you lock down, you need things to do. Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't really think about that. All of these like exploding games have all happened during lockdown. Because everybody is at home, so I think I can speak for most of us that even when we actually needed to be working, that we also just maybe had like a game open or had some social media or something open and just like weren't fully paying attention to work, even though we are supposed to work. Well, I can't really say that because college has been closed since a year ago. Although there's of course online college, but it just doesn't feel the same when you're not in like a classroom and you're stuck there watching the clock go by while this professor is just hammering on about something that's just like in college you quickly learn like, is this important? Yes, no. Can I skip this? Can I afford to skip this? College is just really about training what's important and what's not. Or making you see what's important and what's not. I think the other game was Fall Guys. Yes. I mean, again, that's... in a way, it's like so sad that Fall Guys had this really big rise and then it immediately was smashed down a few weeks or... yeah, I think a few weeks later by Among Us. Like, I think the game is still doing alright, it's just it never regained its popularity. Like, for a few... well, weeks, Fall Guys was just everywhere on YouTube. And then it quickly was Among Us. Again, not bashing the game or something, it's just like something new and shiny came along. Although Among Us I think wasn't that new actually. I think it was pretty much an old game that some streamer picked up, and then it was shown to a wider audience, and that audience liked it and started picking it up, and then the ball started rolling from there. What was I originally talking about again? I have no idea. So one large tree there. Or should two? Yeah, two. And some flowers. The wheat flower. Because again, this looks like just something you don't want in your garden actually. Like, I don't exactly know the name of it anymore, but it just looks like something that is going to be itchy when you touch it. I really want this pandemic to end soon. I need my mental health back. Surprisingly, my mental health has never been better. I'm not going to college and my mental health is suddenly better. Who knew? I'm making a joke here, but yeah. My mental health has been so great ever since I stopped going to college, or was forced to stop going to college. The main problem with Fall Guys is it's just repetitive. You can only play the same map so many times before you get bored. Yes, and with Among Us, it's like you create the game in a way. Like, the game is determined by how you play it, with who you play it. Like, if you play with someone else, even if it's just one person, the game can feel completely different. Like, Among Us is much more based on, like, player interaction and such, whereas Fall Guys is just race to the top, knock people down. Another problem was the team game modes were not teams, they were just randoms put together. Yeah. I mean, you can have that as well with Among Us, and I'm just going to say this, or this is just how I feel it. Among Us with randos is generally not good. Because then you will have people disconnecting because they can't play the imposter, or they are just like, oh, you're putting me out. Oh, this is the imposter. Because they're angry or something. We need some grass, and then I'm going to stop and immediately head to bed. Because then I can get, it's, let's say 9 p.m. right now, 9:30, but I'm just going to make it easy and say 9 p.m. Then I can get 5 or 4 hours of sleep before I need to wake up again after S10 stream, so that I can set up my own fall or Valheim stream. So I think S10 is going to stream Sims, so try to lure him into playing Valheim with us, but he's probably going to join us on the weekend. I'm sorry if it really seems like I'm started this stream just to talk about the other stream. Just really, like, introducing another game to the channel is going to, especially after I've been streaming and playing Blansu for basically the entire span of the channel, it's just kind of daunting. But in a way it's also good, because the Blansu streams, or the 8 PM streams, I think are like the best when it comes to like people watching from Europe, or like time zone wise. And then the Valhalla stream is going to be, I think, around like dinner time for you guys in the US, or at least Western US, I think. Alright, so eventually we will get some kind of tower structure here. And then we should be good. Some people on Discord message me. Let's just see. No. I think it were just the notifications of like, I think either the ladies or Rudy a video going live a while ago. It would be 10 PM for me, I think. I mean, if that's in like 5 hours from now, if it's 10 PM for you, then like that's the best way for me to say it. Like the next stream is going to be, by now I would say 5 hours from now. So go 5 hours ahead, and then that would be the other time I will be live. Potentially. I don't know for sure like how long that stream is going to be. I think it's going to be like 1 hour stream again, because at 4 AM I have to get ready to deliver the newspapers, or like 4:30. So yeah. Though this area is really looking nice now. 9 PM actually. I need to sit back up again. I mean, we did a lot, like with this entire side of the path being worked on now. Excuse me. We have a small cave. It feels like I need to delete just that one rock. Just dig this in, like really far. No, not put sand. Just rock. Like, you don't have to make things actually deep, because this looks deep. 5 hours from now would be 5:30 PM. Feels like I need to eat, so end already. Alright. Yes, thank you guys for being here. In 5 to 6 hours I will be live again with Valheim, and we will get up to some ridiculous there. So anyway, again, thank you guys for being here. We didn't really build a building, but we did build some nice sort of ravine-like thing. Now I'm just wondering how many people got smashed by rocks falling down the side. But anyway, see you guys until the next stream. Bye bye.